stirring the Dunkin' Donuts coffee with chopsticks, the giant chopsticks of truth using the Vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee at the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started, but first, Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Magnificent.
Nice.
Any Dunkin' Donuts coffee fans here? I really like it. It is now 4:36 a.m., starting the Daybreak Show as I should, and then going to the gym this morning. Here's a letter from John Adams to his wife, Abigail, in 1777. The true maxim of profitable husbandry is to contrive every means for the maintenance of stock, increase your cattle, and enrich your farm. We bestow too much manure upon corn and too little upon grass. Make manure, make food for cattle, increase your stock. This is the method. It's from an exact letter from John Adams to Abigail. Love that. Isn't it kind of funny that working a farm, making it rich so it produces something, is called husbandry? Building something that produces. Do we really want to spend time with these people is the question my attorney's wife asked him as they were driving home. After attending a political meeting that lasted till midnight, they both looked at each other and said the same thing. No. Is there a group or a community of people that you can say that about? Where you say, do I really want to be spending time with these people? And the obvious answer is no. If you ask that question, do I really want to be spending time with these people? The answer is always going to be no. The fact that you have to even ask that question is revealing about the group and revealing about yourself. Who do you spend time with where you say that? Do I really want to spend time with them? What are the cords that hold you together? Sentiment, political beliefs, church, work, trauma. Are there bonds of trauma that hold you together? Here's what I have to say to you. Go ahead and prune the branches. It's okay. It's like getting rid of stuff. Every now and then people, we go through our closets to take out clothing that we haven't worn in a while. We stuff it in a donation bag and drop it off at a thrift store, a benefit thrift store. The thought of getting rid of stuff is more painful than the actual act of getting rid of stuff. Have you noticed that? Getting older and increasing in maturity means operating not only physically, but logistically leaner and lighter, but living lighter and leaner emotionally. It's better to have a few in your life that make you smile than a multitude of people that make you wonder. Only two things in life that make it worth living is guitars to tune good and firm-feeling women. Let's go to Lukenbach, Texas with Waylon and Willie and the boys. This successful life we're living got us feuding like the Hatfields and McCoys. It's from Waylon Jennings in 1977, the song called Lukenbach, Texas. Pretty good song. So yesterday I talked about eat meat, cheese, and eggs, and of course the vegans have to come out of the woodwork. That's okay. Whatever, you can stay in your cult. I've said this for years. Veganism is a religion and a cult. Pretty interesting story. I had a knife that I had for a long time. It's a Spyderco Delica knife. Probably one of my favorite knives of all time. And I have a lot of knives. I'm a big fan of knifery, cutlery, whatever you want to call it. And that knife had been clipped to my pocket. It was one of the first clip knives. I bought it at REI, probably, I don't know. Well, exactly 30 years ago. Now that this is 2023. I bought it 30 years ago at REI. Can't believe it. Can't believe it's been that long. That knife was with me forever. Long time. I liked it. I knew it well. I could deploy it. I knew what it took to sharpen it to an optimum edge. And then I lost it. And I grieved it. I grieved the fact that I lost it. And you're supposed to grieve the things that you lose. You're supposed to feel bad. You're supposed to do what you can to deal with that grief and just accept it rather than just like live in that grief, live with the loss. And I felt a loss. So what I did was I went out and I bought a new Spyderco knife. I really like it. It's got that classic click. Deploys not as easily as the other one that I had, but I like it. I like it a lot. Had it for about a month. Pretty cool. Does everything I want it to do. And then one day I'm making my bed. Flipping, you know how you flip the sheets. And I did that and I heard something fall on the floor. I'm like, what the heck was that? I looked on the floor and guess what I found? This. The knife that I lost. Perfect. Now it's older. It's an older technology. It doesn't have a metal clip. But I owned it. I had it for a long time. And I love it. And I was used to it. And when I lost this, I did whatever I could to find it. I mean, I turned my world upside down thinking it dropped in a couch cushion. It might be in my truck, underneath the seat, or in between the seat. I looked everywhere and I felt bad that I lost something that I loved. No one is going to make you feel bad for losing something that you loved. There are people who will say, just get a new knife. Just get a new one. Just get something that's better. Let the old stay in the past. You did all you could to find it. And then when I least expected it, I found it. It came back to me. It's okay to feel bad about losing something that you loved. The meaning of this parable is this. It has nothing to do with knives. Anyone watch the Schopenhauer video yet? Somebody recently said to me, you are anti-woman. And no, I'm not. I love women. I don't like manipulative women. I don't like manipulative men. I don't like I don't like manipulative human beings, period. But I do think that women have a propensity for manipulation, and they know how to work a man pretty good based upon men's weaknesses, and women know that. There's a certain privilege that women have that's just natural. And when I say natural, it's part of their nature that can be used for the good or for the bad. It can build a man up. It can tear a man down. But ultimately, it's up to the man to be built up, to choose, to agree to be built up or be torn down. Well, it's Friday, and that means this. It's my weekly announcement that sometime between today and last weekend, there's a man somewhere in your life or watching this whose wife said that she doesn't want to be married anymore. He could have been married for a year or two. He could have been married for 20, 30, or 40 years. And she's going to leave him. Something weird happened. He got completely blindsided. He doesn't know what to do. And that happened in the past week. And he made his way here to the Daybreak Show. He is supposed to feel bad about what he lost. He is supposed to feel bad about these changes that were imposed upon him. He worked his butt off, and now he is feeling a lot of despair. And that is who makes their way to this channel. That is who makes their way to this message. That is who makes their way to be my client. and needs to make sense of the chaos that just happened in his life. That is one type of person that makes their way to this channel. And that is why I speak the way that I do, to give people hope, to let them know that there is hope beyond your situation and that you need to respond, save yourself, and not react, to get out of your emotions. Because right now, emotions are your enemy. Sentimentalism is your enemy. I'm not talking about men who lost their wives and are now widowers. I'm not talking about that. That is a sad situation. But for years now, I've been answering the question, what do you do when something that you loved, the life that you created, is taken away from you against your will, and somebody else makes changes in your life? Are you supposed to sit back and do nothing? Of course not. What you do is you look for the knife. You look for the person. And you do what you can. You turn the place upside down. Nobody gets training on how to deal with stress, how to deal with loss. No one's ever trained that. It's all on-the-job training. And nobody ever gets used to it. Nobody ever becomes an expert at being divorced or broken up with. It's on-the-job training. Men, does your woman seek attention from other men? Do you find her doing things in her life that is going to attract the attention of other men versus enriching your relationship? This, my brother, is going to cause you a lot of heartache in the future if you are living in a situation like that. My advice is this: start working on yourself hard. Hit the gym, eat better, eliminate crappy food, drink more water, try to get to sleep a little bit earlier. Self-care is manning up. A lot of people think that, like you hear the phrase, man up. Dan Pena might say something like harden up. There is some wisdom to that, to be a little bit harder, but also you have to have some self-care. Remember, I said a couple weeks ago, you can walk away anxiety and frustration, but you have to lift away anger and that violent thing, that storm, that tumultuous storm. The only cure for that, it's not meditation. It's not veganism. It's not focusing on your chakras and this kind of stuff. It's going to the gym. It's getting out on the back deck and doing some push-ups. Getting on the chin-up bar, doing some chin-ups of all types. Yesterday I was teaching a guy commando chin-ups. You know, there's different types of chin-ups, pull-ups. I called them chin-ups when I was growing up. The normal ones. And then this one here. And then the hammer grip with the bars are going this way. You do your chin-ups like this. And then you stand sideways and grab the bar like this. And you pull yourself up at one side, pull yourself up on the other side like that. Those are called commando. So now you have 4 different types of pull-ups or chin-ups that you can do that build shoulders, arms, triceps, biceps, forearms, strengthen the grip in your hands. If you can't do them, use a resistance band to offset some of the weight. A year ago, I started doing pull-ups after not being able to do one, and I was the pull-up and dip king when I was younger. I defied gravity, and I remember just hanging on the bar going, oh my God, what happened? I couldn't even lift my own weight. Get yourself a pull-up resistance band. You can use the regular ones, but I also have a type that I use just for pull-ups, and it's fantastic. Your foot in this loop kind of thing, and the other end attaches to the bar. It's life-changing, and I'm going to put a link for it down below. You will love it. I am coming up on almost 40 years now of helping people. My first job was working with men at a drug and alcohol rehab in the Philadelphia area. I'll never forget, I was an evening counselor. Went to work at 3 o'clock, and I worked till midnight every night. Almost 40 years ago. I'm approaching that mark right now. It's pretty cool. Here's a great testimonial. Thank you for your help back in 2019. Your advice and knowledge were absolute crucial to my recovery from my divorce. I was a total mess, and your wisdom helped so much. Never had that kind of guidance in my life. Too bad I didn't find your videos before making such a horrible mistake. Definitely would have saved me a lot of money and years of my life. I hope you can keep helping the men watching your work for an infinite time because you are a huge benefit to our society. Again, thank you. You are welcome. I think I told you last week that the prettier the woman, the shittier she'll treat you in the long run, especially in the age of attention-seeking social media. And if she gets thinner and starts changing her look, you're in trouble. Start the unloading process because she's not doing it for you, my brother. The woman who's obsessed with her looks, let me tell you, she might be pretty on the outside, but her soul is wrinkled and flabby. Beauty fades. Beauty is vanity, like I said yesterday. But a woman who reveres God ends up being praised. You know, women blow relationships, quality relationships with quality men, good men, because they're too distracted by unrealistic goals of the perfect man and the fake attention that they get on dating sites and at work and on business trips and such. Men want to build, but you just want to kick and fight. That's what women are. They want to kick, fight, and resist, and they don't want to appreciate how a man can provide and protect. He wants to build a better life. But most women would rather sample all the food at the buffet table. Like the one woman said, a man's value goes up, but a woman's value goes down with every man that she's with. Her value goes down. So then what happens when a woman splits from a good man who is a provider and a protector? He'll build something of value that will last with someone else while you're still dreaming of Brad Pitt will possibly walk into your life. Men are builders, not destroyers. But the reality is that ladies file for 70% of all divorces, and a big percentage of that are blindsided divorces. In other words, the guy did not see it coming. It's pretty crazy. This is why I implore the ladies to stick with your husband. If you're thinking of leaving him, he's your OG, the original gangsta, the original guy. It's better to fix stuff than to think the grass is greener on the other side. It's never greener on the other side. Never. It's a nice distraction, but it's not greener, and it's not healthy. And I always said that you will regret going elsewhere. Ladies who are watching this, be builders, not destroyers. And if you've destroyed in the past, repent from it. Feel bad about it. Make the changes. Make amends. So if you cheat on your husband, what does that say about the rest of your life? Nobody likes a cheater. Just like body language, your life patterns never lie. And this mindset translates to everywhere in your life, your health, the way you do business, your commitments. You become overall unreliable. But you keep working on the outside. And there's a never-ending pool of men who will just always think you're smart and beautiful, etc., etc., etc. So men, what do you choose? Remove hotness from the equation. She's beautiful. She has a great body. Which woman loves you to be around? Do you love to be around? Which woman feels blessed to have you, and you feel blessed to have her, and is excited to see you every single time? Gentlemen, that's the one, or that's a possibility of being one. The others will drain you like a battery gets drained. I was on a Married for Life theme many months ago and corresponded with a 41-year-old lady with metastatic cancer She watched my channel and she wrote me. She was married 19 years, is married for 19 years, 6 children. She expressed concern and distress and fear about her own death, dying of metastatic breast cancer, and her husband moving on to another woman after she passes. Well, she is in remission, and the doc doesn't want to see her for several months now. She's going to start a channel possibly and talk about cancer, suffering, Christ, family, and I'm going to share her journey with you. I'm going to have her on the channel soon. I'm going to be reaching out to her again today. She texted me yesterday. I didn't hear from her for a long time, and I kind of thought the worst. And I don't want to do that. But I can't let her story go unseen by you, my audience. She's still here. She's alive. And her story continues, and I'm going to share it with you. One of the things I do is I help guys recover from breakup and divorce, and I'm probably one of the best in the world at what I do. I've been doing it a long time, as well as having experienced it and living to tell about it. There is a video, and I probably should put the link for it down below, called Divorce, Breakup, Recovery for Men. One of the testimonials is this: I'm 4 years divorced, and Bruno was my lifeline. Listen to every video and do exactly what he says. Gents, it gets better. Time heals the hurt. The best revenge is success. Discipline your mind, body, money, and future. That's good advice. Gentlemen, sell that diamond ring that you bought, that you were going to give, and use that money to get a motorcycle or something that you're going to enjoy. And every time you ride it, smile and think about the bullet that you might have dodged. You're paying to give her a diamond ring? And get what in return? A used-up peach that she gave away for free for decades? Let some simp give her that diamond ring at Fleming's Steakhouse. Don't invest 1 nickel in a woman that's Waffle House. I'm not a big believer in having girlfriends. If courtship and marriage are not an end goal, then you're just smash buddies. And the weird thing is that most women are okay with that, while most men want to build something. The whole concept of building scares the crap out of the average Western modern woman. All I meet is women that want to smash and no one that wants to build. You want to look for a woman who wants to build, and that should be evident in the first time that you meet her, the first time that you talk to her. That's not something that you discover over a period of months and years. You will waste months and years. But the thing that deceives you, the trap that you fall in, is kind of like the beauty trap, the smash trap. That's why you stay in it. And you stop thinking about building. It is no coincidence that the first 7 chapters of Proverbs talked about the forbidden woman and her smooth words and the beauty trap. We're going to get into more of that on Sunday with Proverbs chapter 8. Remember, gentlemen, you can always find sex again, but you may not find love again. It's easy to find a woman who will get naked with you. Next time around, don't look for love. Look for respect, appreciation, and genuine desire. What's love got to do with this? That's where you mess it up. You feel weak and defeated. Why? You gave a woman your strength, your influence. Proverbs 31:3, do not give your strength to women and your ways to those who destroy kings. You know who said that in the book of Proverbs? A king's mother taught him that. A woman was teaching a man, don't give your strength and influence to a woman. Sometimes women can spot the BS and manipulation of other women. When men do it, all of a sudden they are sexist and misogynist. But if you say it, you're a bad guy. And finally, gentlemen, are you in a relationship that you want out of? Do not get emotional. You need to plan it. It needs to be executed flawlessly. If you are in a relationship, gentlemen, that you want out of, you've already decided that it's over, I can help you with that. Shoot me an email. The address is down below. It's not cheap, but neither is staying in a relationship with a vampire that is sucking your blood and in a relationship that is sucking the life out of you. And with that, finish your coffee, and I'll see you on the next Daybreak Show, your home of sanity, clarity, and reason.